My name is David Hayes. I'm running for City Council in Knoxville for at-large Seat B. So my parents are from Oklahoma City. They're working class parents from cycles of poverty and community violence. My mom worked a lot in childcare. My dad worked a lot as an electrician, and now he works at a Nissan car plant. They were very much into religion, making sure the Christian church was actually less racist. So I actually grew up in a very anti-racist kind of environment. My parents were constantly pushing back against racism within the church and constantly exposing me to the racism around us. My first act as an activist was actually when I was a freshman in high school. I remember walking into school on Black History Month and being super excited about it being Black History Month. I practically came in, my fist raised, and then I realized there wasn't anything going on. I took initiative, took a step to make sure, like every morning on our televised announcements, I would say a Black history fact. And organizing really came when I was in college. I started to learn about climate change, and not only climate change, it's all the people who are suffering and dying from pollution. Seeing a mountaintop removal site and knowing that my ancestors have always fought against injustice, and the reason why I was even able to be in college is because I worked with my ancestors. So I was committed to organizing. Then it was in a student context, organizing other students for environmental justice and for power on our campus so that we could actually do things that we needed to do. Right now I work at Mark Nelson's denim shop. I work fast food places. I work contract work because really what I'm committed to doing is community organizing. I usually organize for no money at all. There was a time when I was working for Fight for 15, but when I was organizing for Stop School Push Out, Black Lives Matter, Put the People First, all these things, I wasn't being paid for it. So any sort of job I can get was just to pay the bills. My partner's name is Lisa East. She's a doctor over there at the University of Tennessee in sociology. And it was wild becoming a parent. A lot of the things I was fighting for the next generation really became a lot more real. So instead of just saying I want the next generation to have better water, have better air, have better energy, to have democracy, have all these things, it was like I want my kid to have all these things. And it's great. You never know you can love somebody so much until you have a little person. So I've been organizing in Knoxville for a number of years and going to city council meetings, asking them and demanding with the community for affordable housing, community control of the police, making sure the development isn't gentrifying our people. Going to city council and saying that the budget is unfair and all these years and seeing nothing actually happen. So that's one of the reasons why a group of people and myself started the city council movement, and so that we can elect a majority on city council who's actually going to do the right thing for our community, and be committed to grassroots organizing. It's not right that just one person makes the budget, the mayor and the city council, 9 people pass it. That should be a decision that all people have a say in. This campaign is part of a broader movement that's in Knoxville, but also traces back to the civil rights movement, to the workers movement, right? All through a continuation of our time when people have been fighting for freedom. This campaign is about fighting for freedom and fighting for communities here in Knoxville. So making sure that everybody has a say in how the city works, making sure that everybody can go home and eat, and make sure everybody has a place to go to work, make sure everybody has safe and healthy communities, instead of just a few people having those things, or just a few people running our political and economic spaces. Knoxville needs good jobs, right? So people need good jobs and unions, worker cooperatives, places where they actually have democracy in the workplace, so they have a say what's going on. People need living wages, and people need the city to actually invest in small businesses and black businesses and brown businesses and businesses in working class communities. And moreover, people need human rights, right? So people need affordable housing. You need to put serious money into making sure that people have homes, and making sure that people have services and programs, making sure that young people have youth programs so they can get out the streets, making sure people have access to health care, making sure that the community is being funded. We need democracy. We need democracy in every single process. We need democracy in how the budget is formed and what the city council is doing, what the mayor is doing. But we also need democracy in our community, so we're not being gentrified out. It should be the community that says, this is what we want our neighborhood to look like. This is the things we want in our community. These are the services, these are the grocery stores, whatever that we need, and that be prioritized instead of just wealthy developers and corporations coming in and making it into a community that's actually not inhabitable by the people who currently live there. Vote for David Hayes during early voting from August 7th through August 22nd, and on Election Day on August 27th.